Hi, this is PR Sundar. Welcome to this special episode where I'm going to talk about stock market 2022. It is just a review. We need to know what has happened in 22 in order to judge the market for 23. So in this video, we will discuss about 22 and next video, we will discuss about 23. So the first thing is that in this year, last year October already, Nifty hit all-time high 18,600 and then after that the correction already started. October, November, December, the 4 months already the FIAs were sellers and Nifty has already fallen from about 18,600 to 17,400, something like that. I think the closing in December, it was around 17,350. So we started the first trading session in January. From January, so Nifty is up about 5%. But what makes the 2022 very different from other years? And before that, I'll just give you some historical background. In 1929, US had a recession. What has happened? The stock markets fell drastically. US markets fell 90%. That incident was known as Great Depression. So 1929 Great Depression. You go to Google, you will get the detail. And it took many years for the markets to recover. And then coming back to our market, we don't have a very long history. We have about 40-45 years of history, we can say. And in this period, in 1991, Arshad Mehta scam came. So that was one big blow for our markets. That was in 1991. Then the year 2000, US market fell because of a dot-com bubble. All the IT stocks fell. So that was known as dot-com bubble. So that time also our market crashed. Around that period, some Kathan Parekh scam was also there. And then what happened? 8 years later, 2008, you all know that Lehman Brothers collapse came. I don't know how much you know the technical, but I don't know anything about technical. I know very little. So there is a technical called Elliott wave theory. So in that Elliott wave theory, so the concept is that once in 8 years, markets will fall or will go for a significant correction or crash, you can say. So 91 Arshad Mehta scam, 2000 dot-com bubble, 2008 Lehman Brothers collapse. So it's about 8 to 9 years. I would say, roughly speaking, once in 10 years, there will be some big problem and once in 100 years, there will be a mega big problem. What happened in 1929 Great Depression is that once in a 100-year event. Then what happened when the Lehman Brothers collapse came in US and they thought, so this Lehman Brothers collapse is considered to be not a once in a 10-year event, it is considered as once in a 100-year event. So that is why the Lehman Brothers collapse, nowadays they started calling as Great Recession. 1929 Great Depression, 2008 Great Recession. But little they expected, within 10 years the coronavirus will come. So again 2020 coronavirus came and this time 91, 2000, 2008, 2016 or 18 nothing happened, but 2020 coronavirus came. When the coronavirus came, we thought this is a once in a decade affair. The first decade, Lehman Brothers collapse. Second decade, coronavirus. And we thought for another 8 to 10 years, nothing big will happen. But what has happened in 2022? The US inflation. And this US inflation issue, plus to some extent, Russia war with Ukraine. So these two incidences have brought the huge amount of volatility to the stock market. If you are talking about Lehman Brothers collapse or coronavirus, some bad news came, markets fell, stabilized and then market recovered. But this time 2022 it was not like that. It did not fall one time. It fell more than 2000 point in Nifty, again shot up more than 2000 point, again fell more than 2000 point, again shot up more than 2000 point. It was a very, very big move on both the sides, and that has made people who are trading with the longer time frame, so they had a lot of difficulties. In fact, on the first trading day session, that is on January 3, I sold 18,000 call option and 18,000 put option for December 22 expiry. It was trading around 2,500 rupees, and the whole year it was going all over the places, but finally the Nifty came and closed around 18,200. So what I sold for 2,500 rupees closed at 200 rupees only, but I did not make 2,300 rupees profit. That's because I made some error trades, got panic, so I just squared off along the way. So that's a different story. But for coming year, and I've taken 19,000 short straddle. So let us see what happens. Market may go up, down, if next year, 2023, if Nifty closes around 19,000, I will make. This time, I'm not doing any error trade. I'm not doing anything. I'm still holding it. So, however, in our Dubai conference, I did a live trade. I've taken 18,000 short straddle. The combined premium that time it was 3,400 rupees. Now it is only 2,300 rupees. I'm still holding it. But no big deal because I just did only 2 lots. Later when the market shot up, I've taken 19,000 short straddle also. That we will discuss later. So first let us look at the important events. So number 1, Russia-Ukraine war, and number 2, US inflation. Just look at the US markets. The Dow is down about 9% for the year 22, S&P 500 is down about 20%, and Nasdaq down about 33%. And stocks like Tesla fell 65-70%. And the bluest of blue chip stocks have all corrected by 50%, like Amazon, Google, there are many stocks. So 2022 will be remembered as a huge volatile year. 2008, 2020, coronavirus as well as Lehman Brothers collapse. Yeah, there was some time high volatility was there, then after that subsided. But this year, throughout the year, the volatility continued. And coming back to our market, so Nifty was up about 4-5%, but again, our currency has depreciated by about 11-12%. So if you take that into consideration, I don't think that we are up, we are actually down. So we are like more or less performing along with the Dow, and that's something very happy because we are not comparing ourselves with the Nasdaq, we are just comparing with the Dow only. And though our currency has depreciated by 11-12%, still compared to other currencies, so our depreciation was not really very bad. In a way, Indian rupee has depreciated against the US dollar, but has not depreciated against a basket of other currencies. The reason, other currencies also depreciated more than Indian rupee against the US dollar. Now, what is the bigger picture? In my opinion, the bigger picture is that any particular year, Nifty has not performed, the probability of that Nifty performing the following year is very, very high. So that is one thing. And second thing, the people always say the bull markets will climb the wall of worries. Russia-Ukraine war is there? Yes. US inflation is there? Yes. China COVID problem is there? Yes. When everything is being solved, so I always say when everything is well, that is the time to sell. So as long as these problems are there, so we will continue to move higher as and when there is a sign of problem is being solved. So coronavirus, I think it is just like another flu. We have to learn to live with that forever. And the second wave in India was very, very bad. But then after that, so nothing to worry so far. And US markets, so the interest rate has been increased from almost 0% to 4.5%, and which will be further increased to 5% or 5.25%. And we are coming very close to the end of the rate hike cycle. And when it comes to India, the inflation is not a big problem. So Indian inflation is surprisingly lower than the US inflation. So there's nothing to worry here. And coming to the internals of our market, so last year, though Nifty is up only 4-5%, the Bank Nifty is up more than 20%. And Bank Nifty is a huge outperformer. And though Bank Nifty is a huge outperformer, look at the Kotak Bank has not gone anywhere. Kotak Bank for the last 2 years, it is trading somewhere between like 1,600 to 2,000. But the huge outperformance came because of the PSU banks. State Bank, Bank of Baroda, Punjab National Bank, and there are many other smaller banks have shot up more than 100% in the last 6 months. So this year, both PSU banks as well as other PSU companies like BHEL, REC, PFC, so they all have given extraordinary returns. That is not being reflected in the Nifty. That's because most of these stocks are outside the Nifty 50. So I think State Bank is the only bank which is in the Nifty. No other PSU bank is in the Nifty 50. So that is why we are not seeing the performance in the Nifty, but outside the Nifty, so PSU companies have done exceedingly well. But then which is the worst sector? Naturally, it is IT. In US market, as long as Nasdaq is falling, and here IT stocks will fall. And because US Nasdaq is a technology heavy index. And also, when the people are talking about recession, so they will cut down the IT spending. So if you look at the IT index is down 25%. See, there's 1 year, IT index is down 25%, bank index is up by 21-22%. This is how this year it has gone. And then if you look at other indices, auto index was up 15% and Pharma index is down by 12%. Of course, Pharma index has to go down because during the coronavirus, all the Pharma stocks went up. So once the coronavirus has been settled and no more problem, so Pharma stocks tend to come down. So last year, if you look at the sector wise, the worst performing sector is IT and Pharma, and the best performing index is banking and IT. Next year, so what is going to happen? So that we will discuss in a separate video. So maybe my next video will be our market outlook for 2023. But 2022, in dollar terms we have not done well, but in rupee terms we have done well. And 5% in return is not considered as a good because even it did not even beat bank FD rates. So people who have bought Nifty Bs, so they did not even get the bank FD interest rate. But however, banks and autos have done well. And autos for the last 3-4 years is in the bear market. So 2023, the auto is expected to continue to do well. So the remaining things we will discuss in the next video about market outlook 23. So 22 is the year of volatility. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching.